Good morning, world.
Good morning.
Hey, if you guys didn't check out yesterday's video, we did another Tom McDonald, Adam Calhoun collab called White Boys.
With a Z. It was good stuff. I really enjoyed it.
White Boys in the Hood?
No, now you're pushing it. No such thing as white boys in the hood. What are we going to talk about today?
We got a few stories, but you'll have to come back to find out.
Stay tuned. I'm Cedric.
And I'm Brian, and this is Cedric and Brian. First story I want to start with is about BLM, because we know we love talking about Black Lives Matter.
I got to tell these...
Cedric always tells me Black Lives Matter.
I say CBLM.
That's right.
Certain Black Lives Matter.
But that C stands for Cedric's
Black Life Matters. Hey, I like that.
I figured you would, 'cause your name's in it.
Remember, we were bummed at the presidential election when Joe Biden was voted in. Not that we want to go out and riot and loot and burn things down. Brian wanted to, but I took the kerosene out of his hand and told him to put the matches down. And then after that 5 seconds was over, we kind of looked at each other and you know what? If we don't make our YouTube channel grow in the next 4 years, it's all our fault. Because we're going to have so much stuff to talk about every single day.
Yep. And sure enough, every single day. And BLM is it's like herpes. Can never get rid of it.
I can't relate, so obviously you can speak on that better than I can.
Wow. I don't know where to go with that.
And we joked about it, and people will call us out. I got into a serious, heated conversation with someone a couple weeks ago about BLM and why I don't support Black Lives Matter. And I said, well, I can answer that one of two ways. Do I believe that Black Lives Matter? Absolutely. To say that I don't would be saying that I don't respect the lives of my sister, my parents, my aunts, uncles, cousins. So do I believe Black Lives Matter? Absolutely. What do I feel about the Marxist organization that raised millions and millions and millions of dollars that no one is accountable for? That's a different story altogether. So that's what we want to talk about.
Attorney General in Indiana by the name of Todd Rokita, he's a Republican, of course. He's investigating the organization of Black Lives Matter, or BLM. Because of all of the money in a charitable organization, they don't know where that money going. Obviously, we know where a lot of it's going because Patrice Cullors, who now is no longer associated with BLM, she already got her payday. She's got like 3 mansions now. That's where the money went. So even California, even a state like where we live that is so far left, even they're looking for that $60 million that was donated to Black Lives Matter to try to find out where that money went.
I used to joke a long time ago, back in 2020 when things were heated and cities were burning down. I said, you will see BLM again in 2024 when they're needed during another election cycle. And people scoffed at that and said, oh, you're just full of it. But I haven't heard a word from BLM.
But you know what? It's going to come up earlier than that because we got their midterms coming up.
Got the midterms coming up.
They're going to probably turn this into something positive for them so that they can help fuel the fire for the Democrats in the midterms. I don't think it's going to work. I think kind of like COVID, it's finally getting uncovered. All this nonsense is getting uncovered. Hopefully we see the organization go, because what happened to Colin Kaepernick when he was with Spike Lee at a basketball game? He got booed. He got heckled.
You talk about race baiting and poverty pimping. Spike Lee and Colin Kaepernick, those two, they're the epitome of that.
Yeah. And I love how Colin Kaepernick, he's just going to keep letting that fro get bigger and bigger because...
Well, the bigger your fro, the more marginalized you are.
I guess. Because I think he does it because he knows he's not that black.
Right.
But the fro kind of gives him some
the fro
cred,
adds you
right?
some blackness, and wearing the black stuff. And
first he would do the cornrows. He did everything he can just to kind of say, hey, look at me. I may only be half black, but I'm black.
And I... Like I told Brian before, and like sometimes I'll send him screenshots of people that I'm engaging in conversation and get into an argument with. But to me, it just makes sense. Like, how can an organization raise, $10 billion?
$10 million.
$10 million.
No, $100 million. I'm sorry.
$100 million.
$100 million. Oh my goodness.
$100 million.
We need to start a charity.
And not be accountable for where that money went.
It's a perfect thing for the left to do. They take something that's very emotional and exploit it.
The lady I was talking to, I said, explain to me, and I was trying to be as polite as I possibly could. I said, explain to me how this organization can raise $100 million The founder of the organization, Patriot Colors, has a couple mansions in L.A., and no one is accountable for that. Oh, so now a black woman can't own a house?
I know.
I said, nope. I said, you're deflecting. That's not what I said. I said,
where did you get the money to buy that house?
And how come that money, if Black Lives Matter, how come that money didn't go to help all the inner cities in Chicago, Detroit, LA, all these, Baltimore, all these cities that are being overrun with crime, homelessness? Where did that, $100 million can go a long way in helping those cities.
And is she opening her doors for the impoverished blacks in Skid Row?
I don't think so. Because she bought a couple mansions not too far from Skid Row in L.A.
And I don't think her doors are open for them.
It's a damn shame.
Damn shame. All right, so that's one story. Another story is a rumor I heard about Aaron Rodgers.
How do rumors get started? Started by the... Sorry, I'm going back.
Vote if you want Cedric to sing more on our channel. He's got one vote. All right. So to hear that story about Aaron Rodgers, first you get to watch this from Cedric and Brian.
Are you prepared? Do you have enough food, water, and other essentials to get you through tough times? If not, check out my Patriot Supply. They're the nation's #1 preparedness company, and they've served millions of American families just like yours. Right now, you can save 25% off their popular 4-week emergency food kit, which will keep you well fed for 4 weeks worth of breakfast, lunch, dinner, drinks, and snacks, totaling over 2,000 calories a day. This food stays fresh for up to 25 years in proper storage, so it will be there when you need it. In fact, you may need it a lot sooner than that.
So don't wait. Go to www.preparewithcedricandbrian.com. That's www.preparewithcedricandbrian.com.
And yes, we will be coming up with a new commercial soon.
Yeah, gotta get off my butt. We can't just hold up the bucket and talk about it.
Right.
All right.
Aaron Rodgers.
So, yeah, Aaron. So this is a rumor. I heard this from Clay Travis on Outkick.
Okay.
So we're filming this on Saturday. So by Tuesday when this is out, this could all blow up in one of two directions. But I heard that the Titans and the Packers are in talks to maybe do a swap with their quarterbacks.
That bums me out because, for those you don't know, I don't know. Oh, actually, this is coming out Tuesday. So coming in a few days, we're having the Super Bowl here in Los Angeles featuring the Bengals and some other team. So it's it's the Rams, this guy's team. Nathaniel Hackett was the offensive coordinator for the Green Bay Packers. And so I thought when the Denver Broncos, the team that I cheer for, when he came over to become the head coach for the Broncos, I thought for sure, can't be too much longer until Aaron Rodgers is right behind. Why do I like Aaron Rodgers? Because he doesn't take any BS from anybody, and he has conservative values. As a matter of fact, when they got knocked out of the playoffs, I heard a lot of people, and people gave him crap anyway, but it wasn't because they were clowning his ability on the field. They were clowning him because he didn't get the vaccine and because he has conservative views and things of that nature. It had nothing to do with his ability on the playing field.
Yeah. So Tennessee, which is going to be my new adopted team. So I got my Rams. I'll always be a Rams fan. Sorry, John Majunkin. And when I move to Tennessee, I'll have an AFC team now, the Tennessee Titans. Well, the Tennessee Titans are ripe for a Super Bowl because they've got arguably the best running back in the league who happened to be out all year.
Henry,
and
right?
Derrick Henry. They've got a great defense. And Tannehill's okay, but now you add somebody who likes to throw the ball down the field and who's seasoned and is a veteran. This could be the move that they need. Kind of like the Rams picked up Stafford, who had all those losing seasons in Detroit, but we knew he was a good quarterback.
When do we become a sports show? Are we going to talk about
Just-
the Rams' ability to win the Super Bowl and the Tennessee Titans?
No, we're not
or the
getting
fact that
that.
Aaron Rodgers is a conservative, good guy who
Wow.
embodies our values and things like that?
Okay, well, I'm taking the sports angle, and listen to Cedric if you want to hear about his politics. I don't care. I don't care what his politics are because I don't care what Derrick Henry's politics are. He's a great runner, and we want to keep politics out of it.
Okay. I
But-
get it. Out of sports, I get that.
So Tannehill and a couple picks pick up Aaron Rodgers. Again, we're filming this Saturday. By Tuesday, this might be old news. It might have been blown up. But if not, you're hearing it here.
Okay.
So
If you guys aren't on the app, group me. Get on that app. We're having a big Super Bowl party at Brian's house on Sunday. Y'all come.
yeah, but I didn't tell Cedric this. You only get allowed in the house if you're wearing a Rams shirt.
No, I'm not coming. I'm out.
I got a pin for you.
No, I refuse
Put it
to
on
wear
top of your orange jersey.
I am not wearing that nonsense.
All right, continue with sports. this goes into more of our, kind of what we talk about. Brian Flores, who's the ex-head coach for, what team was he on?
Was it Miami? Was it the Dolphins?
Yeah, the Dolphins.
Yeah.
Was it Dolphins? Yeah. Which is my brother-in-law's team. So he, surprise, surprise, is claiming racism. Because, God forbid, if white coach gets fired.
He just sucks.
I know. And it's the Dolphins. Where have the Dolphins been? So anyway, he's saying the narrative is now falling apart because, number one, he was in his 30s, wasn't even an offensive coordinator, was a linebacker coach, and became a head coach of a major football team, making millions of dollars.
And I don't want to skim over that, Brian. For those of you who aren't football players or you watch football, usually there's a lineage, a line that you go through, and being an offensive coordinator for a team is usually the next step before you become a head coach. And
or a defensive coordinator. You're usually one of the higher ups.
Right.
But he goes from a linebacker coach which I remember when I played, football in high school and college, the linebacker coach was, just that guy over there. He wasn't the guy you answered to.
Right.
If that was your position, fine. But this guy's crying racism, and I don't know, because of all the politics in sports, I don't even know if he's a bad guy and this is his idea. It could just be his lawyer's idea because,
it's
lawyers,
working.
That's how they make their money.
It's hot.
Yeah.
Racism is hot right now.
Yep.
If you can scream racism, then we have a case.
Yep.
And this is very similar to when Colin Kaepernick started screaming racism, and no one wanted to mention the fact that he was at the tail end of his career. He was no longer a valuable commodity, and his career was tanking, which he proved when he had a showing of his own at a high school, and then at the last second moved it to another place a couple miles away so that agents and scouts had to travel all the way. And then when no one wanted to go, he said, see, everyone's racist. They didn't want to see me.
These people are just narcissists is what they are. So I guess what happened is when he tried out for New York and he didn't get hired as a New York head coach. So of course, it wasn't that they just wanted somebody else. It's because they're racist. But then Tiki Barber comes out and he talked about the New York Giants organization.
Well, tell me who Tiki Barber is.
Tiki Barber was a running back for the New York Giants years ago. He was just talking about as an organization, they're not racist. Why does everybody... And it's good to see... I'm sorry, I'm stopping. I'm doing some Joe Biden here. Yeah, I'm stopping and going.
You know the thing.
I'm not completing a sentence. I apologize. Tiki Barber went on to say that this organization is not a racist organization. So why do we keep claiming everything is racist?
Tiki Barber is a black man.
Yeah, sorry. Good-looking black man, too.
Yeah.
I'm saying that as a straight white guy.
Saying way too much.
He also had a identical twin brother.
Yes, Rondi,
who played defensive back, I believe. Yes. But it just seems that right now, and it's a shame that whenever something doesn't go your way, if you happen to be in the minority, if you're a racial minority, the first thing you do is not, what can I do? How can I make myself better? The first instinct is to cry racism.
Yeah, or sexism.
Yeah.
If you can cry both, woo, yeah, awesome. For those of you, just a little segue. For those of you who didn't watch our interview with the Supreme Court Justice nominee, that one was shadow banned a lot. Please go back, I think 2 or 3 videos, and you'll see Brian's incredible interview with the Supreme Court nominee, who is black and a woman
and transgender.
Yep.
So if she doesn't get selected for the Supreme Court, the first instinct she'll probably have is racism and transphobism.
Yep. All the isms. All the isms and all the is.
Although she's going to be replaced by a black female anyways, because President Biden already said that, which is so silly. When I got Cedric, the first thing I said is I said, I've got to get a black transgender female. I mean, I got to get a black guy sitting next to me. That was a prerequisite, so that's why there's not another white guy sitting next to me, because that was...
he had a white guy for the very pilot episode. It just didn't work.
It was not the fact that we're friends, because, you know what, I'm going to ask Cedric this. This is what kills me about people that cry racist all the time. If I say I have a black best friend, I'm a racist. I say, no. The guy I hang out with more than any other person other than my wife is a black guy. Oh, he's only there as a token. It's like, how can I win? I can't win. So if you're not black, then I don't want a black friend.
Right.
And if you are black, you're just a token.
I'm a token. And for those of you who don't know, people have told me this, that because Brian's paying me a lot of money to say the things that I say.
That's right. We do get comments like that, right?
He's just getting paid by the white guy.
You can't really have those opinions. You sell out. Oh my gosh! But
it makes me laugh.
So anyway, we had to bring that story up because it fits stuff we talked about. Because we do talk about race stuff. Because all you're going to hear from mainstream media is probably, even Charles Barkley said it. Who so disappointed that it's racism. Does Charles Barkley not know that there are black head coaches right now?
Yeah.
And this guy had the opportunity to be a black head coach in his 30s with no real, training for it.
Right. Well, I guess the thing that kind of fell apart, and I may mess this up, Bill Belichick, the head coach for the New England Patriots, he sent out a tweet.
Well, that's a very white team. You can't use them as
an example. He sent out a tweet because there's a brotherhood among NFL coaches and the players and so on. So I guess he sent out a text to Brian Flores saying, hey, congratulations on getting the job. And I guess Brian Flores said, what are you talking about? To which Belichick said, oops, wrong Brian. He meant another Brian.
Probably a white Brian.
And Brian Barkley made the joke. He goes, in your contact section in your phone, you got to put black Brian, white Brian, so you don't get your Brians confused because it can cause a lot of mayhem.
Yeah, when I saw Brian Flores, I was just like, there's a black Brian?
Right?
That'd be like a white Cedric, right?
It'd be Bryion. It'd be spelled completely
it's
different.
Usually Byron, right?
Brain.
You gotta change it. I'm just kidding.
Oh, gee.
Don't send me hate. All right, so we're gonna end with just one more story here, because my favorite subject, COVID.
Oh.
So, good news. I always like to give good news when it comes to COVID.
Okay.
Omicron was good news. For those of you who don't know, and I know there's still people that went to the hospital from Omicron, but there's people that go to the hospital for flus. Be that as it may, Omicron, for the most part, if you got it, you got over it, and then guess what? You've got natural immunity, which is shown to be 6 times, some studies, okay, you can take studies from anywhere, 6 times better than the shot. Okay, please, YouTube, don't shut us off. That was a study that was done that says that natural immunity is better. So, Europe, instead of America leading the way like we used to, Europe is leading the way for some good news. England, Ireland, Norway, Finland, and Sweden have now got rid of all of their COVID mandates. Sweden's already been on the cusp because Sweden didn't go hard on it anyways. They never masked the kids. They always stayed in school. But even England, who did shut down, I mean, Boris Johnson was supposed to be like England's Trump, and he hasn't. He's been very, very left on a lot of stuff. But at least England, Ireland, Norway, Finland, and Sweden, along with, I believe, we talked about last time, Denmark, they're all doing away. So politicians from the United States, when are we going to follow suit and get rid of this nonsense? We're going to look back on this and just say this was the biggest mistakes that politicians in the world made.
Well, it's all about power. Cause, I mean, like just last weekend, as we're here close to Los Angeles, we had that big, huge football game at the SoFi Stadium in LA, and
Who won that game? Who won that?
The Rams won.
Oh, that's right. They're going to the Super Bowl.
But we saw our leaders wearing their masks. Eric Garcetti, Newsom, and whoever the San Francisco London
mayor
Breeze.
Is that her name?
Yes.
Yeah, they were taking pictures with Magic Johnson, who has HIV and is immunocompromised. Yet they thought they could take a picture with him.
They should have had several masks on around that dude.
Without a mask. I mean, you see these pictures with Newsom. I'm sorry I put that up there for you people. But the best excuse, Newsom was saying that, he only took it off for the picture. Or when he's drinking water. So he must have been taking photos and drinking water the whole time, because there's plenty of videos without him. Still not as good as Garcetti. I can't believe people vote these people in. Garcetti said, don't worry, I was holding my breath.
Guys, take 5 seconds. Take 5 seconds. Hold your breath and smile. Ready? Go.
Such an idiot.
It can't be done. I know that wasn't 5 seconds, but I want you guys to pass out.
It can be done. Watch. Look, right? Hold my breath.
I know, but then you look like Jim Carrey's character from In Living Color, Fire Marshal Bill. It's like it can't be done naturally. I remember I went to Florida, and when the stewardess came up and down the aisle.
Yes, we know you went to Florida. Quit rubbing it in.
I wasn't rubbing it in, but she gave us the peanuts and stuff to snack on.
She gave you what?
It took me an hour and a half to eat those peanuts.
Peanuts.
Yes.
I
Anyway,
misunderstood.
I took the mask off and I just ate one, looked around, ate another one. I milked that bag for as long as I could, along with mine.
Sir, put your mask on. I'm eating a peanut.
Still eating a peanut. And my ginger ale, drinking my ginger ale.
All right, read a comment.
All right.
Let's go. We got a comment for today.
Okay.
I know we've been hit and miss on these. We still want you to send video comments.
Comment. Was it from the...
It's going to be for the first collab that Tom and Adam did.
Yes. And this one is from W42 Flower. Okay. It says, a year ago, they hated each other. LOL. Screamed and yelled at each other over the phone for almost an hour. LOL. Fought themselves straight into a friendship. So if you guys didn't check out that Tom McDonald, Adam Calhoun collab, check that out.
And the one we did yesterday, too.
The one we did yesterday. And also check out the interview that Brian did with the Supreme Court nominee, Clarice Brown. You guys will get a big kick out of that one. Claire, I forgot her name. Claire Brown, sorry. I was thinking of my Silence of the Lambs moment. All right, guys, we're going to check out here. Make sure you like, subscribe, ring that bell, and share our channel with everyone you know. And we mean that sincerely. It's not just a tagline anymore. Share our videos with everyone you know. We have to grow.
You want to get on your knees and beg?
No, I do not want to do that, but you guys know what I mean. We love you guys, but share our channel, please. Until next time, continue being good to each other. I'm Cedric.
And I'm Brian. We'll see you later.